Hello everybody, welcome to God Mode channel, our Friday night D&D sessions. We are back after a little bit of a hiatus the past 2 weeks with more Lucent Odyssey, our Dungeons & Dragons plus Oregon Trail merger. I am Jso / the Wizard, whatever else you want to call me, who is joining me on this fine Friday evening.
Well, hey everyone, it's Luke and I'm playing... Next.
Sorry, my internet is being shitty, so I didn't know you were done. But anyway, Evan, if you're here, and I'm playing Time.
This isn't good to do with your internet being like this.
His internet's bad, so now we don't even know.
Dead air. Dead air. Oh, there it was. We heard it.
Okay.
Oh no.
What's up, everybody? My name's Slim, and I'll be playing a bugbear by the name of Uncle Jimmy, a rogue of sorts. And sadly, Mr. Forte isn't here at the moment. He might be joining us short-like.
Sticks. I am Kyle, playing Professor Bark, Fullworld Alchemist Artificer, Circle of the Moon Druid, Dean of Natural Sciences, Professor of Alchemy, Entomology, Flora and Fauna Behavior, and the illustrious Revisator.
Hey guys, it's your girl Amanda, and I'm playing Opie Stickyfoot, Frog Boy, Swarmkeeper, Ranger.
Frog Boy extraordinaire. Yeah, unfortunately, as Slim said, Nick may be late, may not be here at all. We are unsure. Hey, thanks for that resub, Kevin. Appreciate that. So if he joins us, that'd be awesome. But if not, maybe somebody else can take control over him. Quick couple housekeeping notes. This is session 15 of Lucent Odyssey. You all did a fantastic job in helping to contribute your points towards that community challenge. At some point during this session, the party will have an opportunity to maybe run into 3 golden Gleedokin that they have not caught before in an effort to catch them.
What's left of us?
Yeah, what's left of you all 5 of you. And a huge shout out, as always, to our character commission artist for the beautiful art you see here for all the characters. Thank you so much, Amanda. That is her link in the chat for her social stuff. Go hang out over on Twitter. Give her a follow if you're still over there, and go see if you can get some commissions done by her if you're really looking to have some awesome character art. She does an amazing job. I love it. Let's see here. Next week, I wanted to, since we're just kind of coming back after a long hiatus, I wanted to not necessarily do one immediately so that we could kind of have more people in the fold. But next week, we are doing another Baglin giveaway. So if you want a beautiful dice bag with a cute little critter who makes its home inside, make sure to stop by then and be in the chat at some point, and we're going to roll some die and see who's going to win that thing. US only, unfortunately, just because shipping gets astronomical outside of the States. But yeah, if you are located within the States, I'd love for you to join and maybe win yourself a Baglin. We use stream stickers, we have homebrew rules. If you're curious about all the rules for this campaign, you're going to see that floating plank of wood or log over at the side of the screen or at the bottom when we go into our game. That's going to kind of give you all of the Twitch shortcut commands that you can use to pull up the rules, see how our homebrew works, keep an eye on what's inside of the wagon, all kinds of cool stuff over there. We also use Twitch channel points that you're building up, so take a look at those at the bottom left of the chat. That is it for my housekeeping. Let's dive into some D&D. I'm going to play the intro. We'll be right back.
recap from 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's crazy talk. Give me a look. Let's go. Out.
All right.
Roll
It's a
off.
roll off.
I say death roll. D10.
D10? D10, okay.
Oh.
Pretty high.
Oh.
Oh!
Now go down another
Both
size.
got
Go down
9.
to, like,
Both got
go
9.
down to D8s now.
Oh, yeah, D8.
Oh, okay.
D8.
I rolled a 9.
Ah, it is.
I rolled an 8.
Oh,
Hey! I rolled a 9 the
Da-da-da.
first time.
I.
All right.
So, last time.
Tyne R.
Last
yeah.
time.
Tell us what happened last time.
So we had decided we were going to try to take on the false Hydra with a plan to trap it in the cave with dynamite. So myself and Professor Bark, I think just the two of us, went to go get the dynamite from in town. We had interactions with the guy, but we got the dynamite we needed. It was a little costly, but it was worthwhile. Then we decided to try to convince the town guard that this was happening. We took them up to a tower close to where we thought the Hydra might be. Couldn't really see it until like the last second. I think Jim saw it, but the guards did not, unfortunately, and they told us to leave them alone unless we had a real threat to the town. So we moved forward with the plan. We set up in an abandoned house near the cave to watch for the Hydra when it returned to its lair. Hours passed, nothing happened, and then all of a sudden, lights started going out. We put light sticks out to try to help us, so we would know when it was around. Unfortunately, it seemed to have surrounded the house where we were. Or actually, it seemed like they were just checking houses. 2, 3, 4 bunch of heads into the windows. Luckily, we were all super lucky and were not seen, thanks to Pass Without Trace. And from there, it retreated into its lair. We prepared outside everyone, and Lincoln went in to the lair, looked around, didn't see it, found it. I don't remember the specific details. Pretty much it ended with him being
I got stunned, and then it saddled on up to me, and then I'm playing a different character.
We don't know what happened, but I mean,
right now you still remember Lincoln for what it's worth.
For now,
It'd
so
be a
let's
shame.
hope.
If we
Speaking
defeat this
of-
monster and a skeleton comes out yelling at us.
All of you, Tyne, Professor Bark, Opie, Forte, Uncle Jimmy, you all stand in the large hole dugout here after having set up your dynamite sticks. We're all standing in the middle of blight time. The only nearby light coming from the small sticks that had been illuminated with some arcane power that are a few feet behind you at the entrance to the hole that descends about 30 or so feet before entering into a broken down wall of the side of the sewer system that runs below the town. You are all standing in place, waiting for something. Opie, you look down. You see at your side, attached to one of your belt loops, a creepy doll. And you remember, Lincoln hasn't returned yet. It's been several minutes.
Guys, I think we need to go check on Mr. Lincoln.
I was going to ask that, since If I'm correct, not trying to use player knowledge, you said it was like a sonic shriek kind of attack that hit him. Could I take a perception check to see if I heard anything when it went off?
Perception checks.
The issue is, as far as I know, you all still have the wax in your ears, correct?
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you would not heard
Forgot
anything.
about that part.
True bestie.
True bestie.
Yeah. You have no idea what may be happening deeper into the darkness, and you cannot hear anything either.
But we know it's been a couple minutes, so I mean, Opie, I guess he can't talk. He's gonna scrawl furiously in his journal. Go check on Lincoln now.
We didn't really lay out where we were sitting, so I don't know who you were near. So who you telling?
You're all together, essentially.
I feel like we're all kind of pretty close towards the entrance, right?
Yeah.
Look, I wave and I point to myself, implying that I should be the one to go do it.
Opie's gonna say no, all of us.
We have to make sure that we set off the dynamite. If any of us are lost and it is not killed, it is all for nothing.
We can go grab him if something went wrong and run back out.
I think
Opie's gonna start headed towards in the tunnel.
I gotta roll.
I think Forte would want to go as well.
I gotta die
like.
fate. I still haven't decided how courageous Mark is.
I'm Forte, and I think we should go rescue him. We can still remember him, don't you know? That means that he's still alive. But something may have gone wrong.
Uncle Jimmy, you got a +1 from chat.
Thank you, Chad.
Very well. I've been swayed.
Here is my question. First off, Opie begins to descend a little further away from the very subtle illumination of the sticks that are at the entrance of the hole. Is everyone following along with Opie?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna stay out for the dynamite.
I was gonna make it a point before we file in. We must draw it out, whatever happens.
If I'm gonna write on a pad or communicate, if we can't get Lincoln or we feel this is turning south, we run until we're out of town. We get the hell out of here because this thing's gonna haunt us, at least here. I don't think it's gonna leave the town, obviously, but I just like communicate that whichever way, paper or hand gestures, whatever, that we need to, it's either now or never. We need to get the fuck out of here if not.
And then my other question is, Opie, as you're going into the darkness, you know that because this is blight time, if you are in full darkness, you will take necrotic damage. Are you using some type of light?
Opie always has like that glowstone on his belt.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I feel like we would all probably bring some kind of light.
Is anyone else cracking the source of light or just staying very close to the glowstone?
Forte doesn't have any torches. I hope so.
Time.
Oh yeah, he does.
Time could produce flame that will give us like 40 feet of light.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Or no, 20 feet. 20 feet of light, but still.
Jimmy's gonna crack a torch also, just in case we need to drop them along the way or something.
Sure.
It's not a bad idea.
Pulling out several sources of light just to ensure that none of you are caught in the darkness to take any damage. You all descend past the hidden sticks of dynamite at the hole's entrance in the ground, pushing past the turned over rubble, the stone blocks at the side of the wall that leads into the straight and narrow sewer system, the main straightaway that leads underneath the central part of town. You all collectively come together, staying close so that none of you are outside of the light, and continue to push forward, hoping as you travel on that you'll run into Lincoln at some point.
I draw my hand crossbow, and I don't know if you'll consider it. I ready an action that if I see anything that looks like the monster, I shoot it immediately.
Sure.
I look at everyone and put my. Are we trying to stay silent? I don't remember if we still have Pass Without Trace at this point.
No, that was on Lincoln anyway, so you wouldn't have it either way.
Oh, we just try and. I don't know.
I think it knows something's here.
Yeah, I think OP's gonna.
We don't need to overly prepare for stealth, I suppose.
Yeah, I think OP's more concerned with just getting there quickly.
Yes.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah.
How about the stealthier of you move forward ahead quickly, and then we'll bring up the rear of us non-stealthy characters.
That includes Forte.
That includes Forte.
A question,
Yeah,
do we have a movement spell via anybody? Something that increases our movement?
Lincoln.
Yeah, actually,
Hey guys, this is why Lincoln can't die, y'all.
So, again,
have Long Strider.
those of you
I-
who are pulling away from the group behind to move ahead, are you using the light source?
I have a torch.
Opie's one of those people, and he has a glowstone.
Okay.
Me as well. Torch in hand.
So yes.
So it's Opie, Uncle Jimmy, anybody else kind of pushing ahead a little bit?
Uncle Jimmy, you got Long Strider.
Thank you.
Me and Forte will
I'll be
bring
a
up
little
the
behind,
rear.
but I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay. All right. Lincoln.
Oh yeah, I guess I knew I was alive. Everybody
Lincoln.
remembered me.
I remember the character art you drew as inspiration for your character.
Yes.
Does Lincoln have more than 2 arms?
Lincoln has 3 arms, yes. Maybe more underneath his robes, but he has 3 visible arms. He has 2 freakishly long arms and 1 like little vestigial arm coming out of his back that holds stuff.
His strong arm.
His strong arm, yeah.
Does Lincoln feel pain?
Yeah, he was like in a lot of pain when we were opening the first Radiant Well, for example. So yes, Lincoln does feel pain.
Lincoln, you are in severe pain.
That sounds about right.
No.
Up ahead and around you, you find yourself walking in the narrow tunnelway. You can hear the sound of the trickling water around you. And as you reach up with a hand towards the holes of your head that serve as your ears, you feel as though the wax has been removed.
Oh, goodness. That's not good. But I still remember the situation that I'm in, right? Like, I remember the sewer, and there's a creature that if I see it, I won't because I can hear its song now.
The last thing you remember is attempting to draw the ire of the creature and it shrieking out to you to stun as it pulled itself ever closer, all several versions of its various heads pulling in closer to you, its long fingers on these elongated, gross hands stretching out towards you. And now you're walking down this tunnelway. Your body feels racked in pain. As you look at yourself, you see in various areas, kind of pulling the green cloth that you wear on your outer form, you see several cracked bones inside of the nest of your abdomen where you keep your collection. You look up, feeling a wince of pain, and where once you had a vestigial limb, it is gone, torn
Oh no!
from the root.
Oh no! It ate my arm!
You also look down, and in your left hand, in a bony claw, you are grasping what looks like a leather journal. The only thing that you see of note towards the back is a single page sticking out. You see here now in the tunnel, because you are holding a torch in the other hand, and towards the back of this journal thing, as you just sort of quickly take a note of it, not even realizing you are holding it, there is a page that appears to stick out of the book itself, or journal itself, towards the back, closer to the end of it.
Okay, I continue. I had to have been walking this direction for a reason, so I continue walking this direction and see if I can't look at that page in the torchlight as I go, kind of stumbling forward.
You hear the sound of your bony feet scraping across the stone, sometimes splashing through the trickle of water. You take a second, using a hand to pull out this slip of paper that sticks out of this journal-like book, and unfold it as your vision continues to come to clarity, where once it seemed a little fuzzy and unfocused. In the torchlight, you see a note that appears to be addressed, and it reads, "To the well-wishers. If you have this journal in your possession, it means that I am gone. My name was Lavender. I came to this town while on the run from a group of wealthy nobles. My partner, Dahlia, and I had taken several valuables of theirs and absconded with them, hoping to start a new life. We were pursued to Epicedium, and the adventurers informed the authorities of our presence. We were desperate. That's when I discovered that monster, that thing that lives under the city. I could see it because I was born without hearing. So in a last-ditch effort, knowing we either faced down a lifetime of prison or a better future for ourselves, we led them together down into the sewers where that thing lay in wait. It ate them all. Somehow, it must have eaten Dahlia too. I only know this even happened as I was writing this information in earlier passages of this journal, as a memoir of sorts, had we been captured. I can't remember her face. I know you don't remember me either now. We worked together briefly in a final attempt to stop this creature. In my last moments, I realized that your group's survival was more important to the health of the passage than my own. So I'm writing this before heading your way. You set up near a hole that leads to the creature's lair. If something goes wrong, I intend to do everything I can to make sure you all survive.
Oh, no, she's dead because of me. I'm guessing I don't remember who this person is.
You never heard of a person named Lavender?
Oh no. Lincoln feels sad, but he's not sure why.
Maybe this small sliver of selflessness will see me to a better place once I'm gone. Maybe I'll see Dahlia there, if I could even recognize her. I ask that you take this journal and give it to the authorities of Epicedium. It contains a history of all the events I witnessed in the month or so I've been here. Perhaps it will lead them to realize they are missing guards and townsfolk that they thought never existed. Perhaps it will finally get them to see the terror that lay right underneath their feet. Once you do that, leave this town. I do not want you to be forgotten. You have a purpose here in the passage, and that is a greater purpose than one small town within it. Good luck, well-wishers. Included is my address where you can find your wagon. My doors are unlocked if you need anything else from inside. P.S. Lincoln, I hope that whatever purpose you were built for, you find yourself able to carry out to the best of your ability. Do not waste the opportunity.
Lincoln just kind of tucks the page back in and puts the journal safely in a pocket in his tattered green robe, and kind of tries to pick up the pace as much as his injuries will allow him.
You finish reading the last bits of the note, and as you tuck it in, as you peer ahead, there is a glowing light in the distance, and several silhouettes. They look like the shape of your party members. You all on the other end, you equally see a single torchlight in the distance, and the silhouette of what looked like a raggedy figure with tall, bone-like antler ears. Lincoln, in the distance.
Hell yeah. Run up to him.
Try to, yeah.
It took my favorite arm.
No.
Everyone hears or sees Lincoln's mouth like slowly opening and closing, but you can't see what he's saying.
I'll look at Forte and just and point at Lincoln, trying to take a silent.
Oh, sure.
We have deafen. What, silent or whatever?
Silence, but it's localized. It only stays in one place.
Yeah.
Come to me, Lincoln. I've got the better answer, which was...
As Lincoln draws near, you can see he is heavily damaged. There are pieces missing from his body. He had this weird, smaller vestigial arm at the top that seemed ripped.
His favorite arm is gone.
You can find another one.
Some of his antlers chipped and broken on top of his head.
He seems as shaken as a bone creature could be, I guess.
No, I got you. As we get close, as long as I can see them in range, they don't have to. Cool. What? Are you a construct?
I am a construct.
Lincoln? Alright, this has no effect on constructs. So I will use my other one.
Hold on a second. Features and traits. Da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah, no wait.
Yeah, no, I'm a construct, I think.
Okay. My other one doesn't, I don't think my other one does that.
I mean, does Lincoln have a healing potion or anything? I have a healing potion I can just give Lincoln.
Yeah, don't you have the greater one?
I can take it now.
Probably as good as ever.
Yeah, okay.
You've got an extra one still after that, right?
What am I looking at health-wise, Jason?
So your token, is that correct? 44 hit points?
No, I'm pretty sure I marked it down when it hit me with the sonic thing. And it did like 32 damage or something crazy like that.
Yeah. I just mean to say, is 44 the actual, your maximum hit points?
Yes, that is my maximum.
Okay. You are currently at 8.
8. All right. That is that's pretty low.
Not a lot.
As I swig one of these health potions here, I'm gonna take out my journal and write in it, indicate that 1, I don't have wax anymore, 2, someone that we used to know saved my life and we have forgotten this person, and 3, are you sure that we want to do this? This is the first time Lincoln hasn't sounded certain about this.
I think the whole time we've been doing all this, I think we've been walking back to the entrance, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. I think we're leaving. I think that was already the idea.
So I think
at least to regroup, and then we can talk about what we want to do from there. I think.
I think we should blow the cave and leave. I write that down. Blow the cave and get out as fast as possible tonight.
I'll say that Amanda also wants to leave, but I don't think Opie would want to leave.
Ty doesn't want to leave, but also recognizes this may be beyond us at this point.
There's writes one more time. There's bigger. There might be bigger fish to fry elsewhere, but I don't think this is smart.
Doesn't mean we
might not
can't
make
come
it out.
back. Doesn't mean we can't come back though.
Okay. It
I mean,
pains
what
me
do you
great-
think?
It pains me greatly to see such a destructive force unleashed on a city. It's just.
It's an abomination against nature, and I can't stand that. But
It exists.
dying will do nothing.
Yes.
Do we get to the entrance, Jason?
Unless anyone does anything else, you continue to keep the area well lit as you regroup with Lincoln, and you're probably all assuming that when Lincoln mentions this person you've forgotten, you're all likely assuming this was the 7th member to your party that you lost, the one that you found the equipment in the wagon of, and you reach the entrance where the dynamite is.
Wrong.
Lincoln is gonna look to the rest of the
flame in
group.
my hand.
Oh yeah. You do it. He just nods at you. Lincoln nods at you.
To what?
Get out.
Blast the
I'm gonna
entrance.
light it up.
We don't want to wait until it's like under it.
Well, I don't think it's following me.
I don't think the plan is to fight it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. The plan failed. Like I couldn't lead it out. So
I want to make a perception check to see if I can tell it's following us, Jason.
Sure. You have to do
Only
it with
11.
disadvantage.
We would have known.
Oh, then that's a 6.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with it being blight time, it's already dark in these tunnels anyway, but even though the darkness outside gets incredibly dark, it's almost as though it permeates every aspect, every area it could fill. So the dark sewer system just feels all that much darker in blight time. Outside of the range of your torches, you see nothing at all. You hear no traits or senses that pick up like it may be coming. Just the slight, soft, subtle trickle of water in the sewer system.
Okay, I think we should blow it and run.
yep.
Okay.
Yes. They
I
won't
moved
be
back
forgetting
30
the explosion, that's for sure. We should ditch.
Yeah, I think we're gonna skip town after this. So I move back 30 feet after everyone else does, throw my little ball of flame at the where the dynamite is.
How far
And
away are
then-
you?
Book
Ah,
30 feet, just within range of where I can throw it still, but I'll throw it and then hightail it. I think it acts like a ball, so it's not like, so I'm just kind of like.
And
I'll give you long strider, just give you an extra 10 feet.
how many sticks did you guys buy, Professor Barkentine?
Oh, Jesus, Willock.
It was 3, right? Because we did.
It was two, 3 bundles, yeah.
Three bundles. How many
That
were in the
sounds right.
bundles? You remember?
No flipping clue.
8 to 10. 8 to 10. I would
Was
think.
it like 10 apiece?
That
3
sounds
bundles of 10? Was that it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was 10 or a dozen. I'm not gonna
Sounds
lie.
right.
Okay.
Well, we did 2 on the sides and then 1 above on the ceiling. We like triangulated it at
Alright.
the entrance there.
Standing 30 feet away, is everyone standing next to Tyne as he gets ready to light this thing and set it
No.
off?
Hell no.
No,
I'm running
moving-
away.
Yeah, moving at least a good
Oh, yeah.
30 to 60 feet away from him.
You cowards!
I was hoping they
We
would-
don't all need to light the rocket.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Seamus. I appreciate that. So you're all standing like 60 feet away, pretty far distance.
Well, I'm further than that, but yeah.
Sure,
I
sure.
would have waited until they were a little bit further back, yeah.
Right. You using this conjured flame in your hand, Tyne, just within range, able to just peer into the hole using the still glowing sticks that you set up with Professor Bark in your animal form. You chuck your produced flame. You see it sort of curl through the air and down into the darkness of the hole. And then you hear a massive explosion rockets. The flames kicking up, shooting out, almost like firing through the barrel of some type of weapon as the flames just shoot towards you. None of them hitting you, Ty, but you can feel the heat as the red of the flames kind of sets off. Dirt and stone are launched into the air from the blast, and you see it all begin to collapse around in a large, swirling mixture of both smoke and dust that begins to coalesce around the area as Tyne kind of, as soon as he lights this and sees it set off, begins to kind of catch back up with the other group.
Oh, we should have put the journal on top of the rubble. No? We keep the journal?
We
We need to
can.
give the journal to the town guard.
Yes,
Maybe they'll believe it, maybe they won't. But it was the wishes of whomever this person was.
Right, I meant on top so that the guards go investigate and find the journal.
I'd just as soon drop it directly at the sheriff's office,
Fair point.
just to be safe.
Drop it on the steps of the sheriff's office. On,
All right.
on our way out of town.
We haul ass there then?
We haul ass there. I'd just like to point out to everyone that remember that there was a hole above that pit. Even though it was sealed off, it might have still had another way to get out. So again, I think haste would be our ally in this.
Oh. Oh, it definitely has multiple ways out, it seemed.
Yeah, it's just
Oh, yeah. For sure, yeah.
So then, to the wagon, and then to the out. Who wants to run the journal?
I still have.
Be one of you that already has a rapport with them.
Ooh, well then, Jim.
I did talk to him first, and I still have Longstrider for 55 more minutes.
Quick
It's
sticks,
not-
my friend. Here you are.
With my creepy, lanky, long bugbear legs, I'm gonna haul ass through the town and try to drop off the journal. It was a pleasure knowing you guys.
All right. You all watch as Uncle Jimmy begins to pull away from the group, and watch as his torchlight begins to disappear after going through a block or two and moving through a couple narrow walkways to continue towards the guard station, where hopefully he can drop this journal off and leave it for the others to read. You all, are you heading back to this place, whoever this lavender was, to get your wagon back?
Yeah, Lincoln's got the address, so
Yeah.
he can help them find it.
You all continue on towards the address that you read on the note paper, Lincoln. As you all do, please give me perception checks at disadvantage.
Perception, advantage, disadvantage.
How do you see perception? There we go.
Disadvantage.
I'm
Me as
gonna.
well?
Oh no.
Ooh, 14.
No, not you.
Holy
Nice.
shit, it's a crit fail.
Oh, nice. Not you, Uncle Jimmy. Professor
14.
Bark still has his earplugs in. Did everyone take their earplugs out, or are you still
What?
there?
Oh no, we still have them in, I would think.
I was leaving them in for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
We got out of town.
Then in that case, Lincoln, you got a 14 with disadvantage?
Yeah, although, do I have disadvantage? Because I don't, you said I don't have my thing anymore. I don't have my...
You're right. With a 19 going off of sound, although you can't see them necessarily, in the distance you begin to hear the sounds of what sound like hushed whispers coming from some of the housing nearby as you begin to push through the less traveled area at the edge of the residential part of town. in the distance, because you did see the occasional passerby in this area, though it was rare, you hear some people speaking to one another. They seem somewhat concerned, but you can't exactly make out the full conversation of what's happening.
I presume they heard the explosion, so yeah.
It's not long before you all are able to use the address given on the note to find your way back to what looks like a small, relatively abandoned home. You see several of the windows boarded up. There is a front door, and you wouldn't notice it by just walking past the house because all the others are in a uniform style. But as you do a once around, just making sure, you notice that towards the back you can see the edge of your wagon that sticks out where you must have previously parked it.
Good golly, it's the wagon.
As you all begin to make sure and observe that everything is still in the wagon, Uncle Jimmy, as you are heading towards the guard post or the guard station, you at least know where it is in town. You spent a couple days here. You know a basic layout of where things are, especially having to try and inquire to the guards previously. You see a number of what look like lit torches as lighting begins to pass through. You're in one of the alleyways trying to shortcut your way quickly to the guard station. You see several torchlight begin to light up one of the main roads, and you begin to see several guards hurriedly moving through the city streets towards the sound that you all made at the edge of town. They pass by as you give it a second and then continue to press on after they're gone. It's not long before you find the guard station. Usually the city streets are full of hustle and bustle, especially closer to the Central Square area here. But when blight time comes, it seems as though everyone packs up for the evening. No one wants to be caught out here without any source of lighting. So you're able to find... You can see the interior of the guard station is lit with candlelight. But instead of pressing forward, you find yourself standing at the front doors. What do you do?
Take a deep breath and quickly knock on the front door, assuming it's locked.
Takes a couple seconds, but the door opens. Did you take your wax out?
No.
The door opens. There's a guard who peers through, sort of like half stepping out. They're not fully stepping out, but just sort of half stepping out. They kind of give you a once over, and they say something. You can see their mouth moving, but you can't hear what it is.
I take a deep breath and I hand them the journal and say, "It's important that you read this," and wait to see if they take it.
The guard looks down at it and seems a little confused. He kind of pulls his head back a little bit as you kind of hold out the journal, and he says something else, but you can't hear what it is.
I just nod to him like I understand, and I slowly start to step away.
He seems to shake his head, a little more confused, and says something again that you can't hear.
I book it.
Are you taking the journal with you?
No, I left it to him. If he didn't take it from me,
He didn't take it from you.
I set it down and I haul ass full sprint.
All right, you do so. Back into the alleyways. The rest of the group, you find yourselves back at this place that once was a person named Lavender's home, or at least a temporary abode, you're unsure. But the wagon seems to be behind the house, and is intact. All of your things, your belongings are here. Your strange, creepy plant seems to be sort of folded up on the ground. You'd almost think it was just a clump of vines until you approach and you see its large, piranha-like maw kind of open up in the four-way split as several sharpened teeth begin to sort of move around the ground as it kind of slowly picks itself back up, realizing that you approached.
He's a good boy.
What do you all do?
I think we just
Get
pack
our
up and
stuff
book it.
We should get as far away from here as we can.
You all begin to throw whatever gatherings that you, or belongings that you need to toss inside of the back of the wagon. And as you are beginning to get ready to pop on and leave, you hear the sound of several marching feet as you too similarly see the light on the other side of the house where the large kind of main road is. And you're all able to see several what look like soldiers kind of hurriedly marching past you, headed in the direction of the explosion.
Should not come back for a long time. It's going to look really bad when we leave. Right after the explosion that we definitely caused.
Yes. Our timing, our arrival and departure are going to be quite curious around these events.
Everything in
Jimmy
order.
was able to give the journal and explain it in a way that made sense to them, so they didn't just throw it away immediately because some crazy person came to their door.
Or they didn't draw the illogical conclusion that you were some sort of terrorist with a weird demented manifesto.
Read this!
There's a method.
About 5 minutes
Why I
after the
did it.
explosion. Yes, well, to be worried about all that, we must be escaped from here. So let's worry about that part for now.
You guards are cool. Don't go to the hole tomorrow.
Oh no! Jimmy.
You all gather up what's left of your belongings and begin to move with the draft animal, if you will, the plant creature, the phyton, as you begin to work it from behind the house back onto the main cobblestone road. And it doesn't appear like there's going to be much in your way since most everyone is shacked up for the evening, it being blight time. And you all begin to collectively move on out. As you do, it's not long, probably another 5 or so minutes as you're just trying to navigate through the streets to kind of get out of town, that catching up to you is Uncle Jimmy, as you see his torchlight as he rounds one of the corners and regroups with you all.
Excellent.
All right. Let's all keep it quiet and fast until we're well clear of the city.
You all continue to press on, and it's not long before the front gates of the town begin to peer ahead. You continue on the cart, hearing the sound of the shifting wooden wheels nearby, and you walk the cart along with the rest of your group. All 6 of you, perhaps at one point in the past, 7, you all walk out of Epicedium and back into the darkened world of the passage.
We did not ford the river.
Nope.
Well, we did. We just got very lucky.
Let me do this and get rid of this stuff and paste these. There we go. And then let's bring you all back. Hang on just a second. Let's go back and
Lincoln
grab
and
this.
Opie, did you get your +1s?
Oh no, I didn't know I got a +1. But
I
thank
put
you.
it in the chat, but I wanted to make sure. Yep. Thank you, chat.
Forte's with him, Discordian. I didn't forget Forte.
Who?
I did. Has everyone got their wax removed now? Are we clear?
Yeah.
Once we get out of the gates, I think get a little ways away.
We all take a minute and wax off.
No. How dare you, sir?
You clear Epicedium, moving away probably about half a mile, looking back and seeing the city walls in the distance, the dried dirt and rubble around you discolored, and you know will soon likely lead back into a slow trudge of the fuller swamp itself. But as you see that Epicedium is now behind you, each of you are able to remove the wax out of your ears. You again hear the soft sounds of the plodding of the draft animal, the Phytem pulling the wagon. You hear the wooden wheels as it begins to lurch along the uneven road ahead.
So we just left all those people to die?
Well,
I
not die
don't
precisely.
believe
Everyone
That
dies.
creature is just gonna keep eating them.
Yes.
don't believe we can stop it at this point.
Perhaps another day. But for now, we have failed.
Lincoln reaches down to Opie and takes the little Blair Witch doll off of his back or wherever he was wearing it, and he looks at it and looks at Opie and says,
It didn't work.
and then just puts it back into his coat without elaborating.
What do you mean it didn't work, Mr. Lincoln?
Never you mind, little one. Never you mind.
Where did your arm go? What happened down there?
I don't remember. All I know is that someone that was helping us saved me, and then was devoured by the beast, along with a member of our group, whom none of us can remember. We were 7, and now we are 6.
That's another reason to get out of there.
We
To
must
return someday.
and free the town.
For now, we must wait.
Testing.
Well then. I suppose the next
Mhm.
port of call is the next port of call. Which way are we going?
What time is it?
It is currently 4 blight time.
So we still have a lot of blight time left.
A fair amount, yes.
So maybe we should just set up
Yes.
camp.
As long as we are far enough away.
Yeah,
I was
have we
gonna
made
say,
it
do we
a
want to push
distance?
out a little bit before we want to push out a bit? Yeah.
Yeah, at least couple hours.
How far
big
out
of
are
a
we,
sentence is
Jason?
it again?
You're probably at this point probably a mile and a half out.
Yeah, I mean, I could take a nap if you want to.
I think we should move one.
You're,
Yes.
you're still within the hex of Epicedium, but you're not, that's
Yeah.
6 miles a hex, so you're not like within the limits of the city or anything, not even really close to it.
I think as long as we're a couple. Go ahead, Kev.
Oh, maybe we should be about 6 miles away.
Well, let me make a Well, I will just not make a check. I'll just explain to you in a very long and protracted way about nature and how a predator rarely leaves a supply of food. And I don't think we need to be that far from the city. Unless it's super vicious, but it hasn't proved to be because it let Lincoln almost walk out of there.
I'm not necessarily. Well, it was eating. and I'm not necessarily worried only about the monster.
You kind
Go
of.
further away. Make a decision.
You cut out at the beginning.
He just says, or we go further away. Just make a decision.
We move
My
one
vote's
hex.
for-
Let's just move one hex. Then.
All right, you decide to spend 2 hours so that you can clear, putting a good at least 6 miles between you and Epicedium. Your wagon sort of leaving the setup rocky area here of the more solid ground and beginning to push off into the kind of sludgy, gross, swampy nature that is most of this area here of the Grey Doldrums. As you continue to push on, you can see your wheels begin to kind of slink and sink a little bit into some of the mud, and that puts you at 6 blight time. You can mark one more off of the harmonic flux, Amanda.
I will as soon as Oreo stops sleeping in my arms.
And you are
She's
one.
been sleeping here for a while.
You are 1 hex removed from Epicedium now. The air here slightly hot and warm. There is a soft mist that rolls over the kind of marshlands here. There's lots of ferns and grassy areas, and you'll have to sort of watch your step because occasionally you'll step on what is solid ground, but then ever so often your feet will sink what feels like almost a foot or two into the less compact and more swamp-like nature that's around here. Plenty of twisted, gnarled, dead trees. Some of them with foliage on them, but most of them just kind of hanging as a almost like a graveyard of dead fields around here as you kind of push through the swamplands.
Next goal then is to take the talking frog back home.
Suppose it's as good as heading as any.
Yes.
Well then, that's tomorrow's problems. I'm gonna have a nap. Is it a
You'll need to rest.
resting time?
All right, you all shacking up for the evening?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you sleeping?
Yeah.
All tents.
We got tents.
All tents.
Everyone gathering together in a tent. You go ahead and rest for 8 hours.
I interpret that as all in the same tent.
Everybody party in the tent.
Whose thumb is that?
Yeah, that's Lincoln's third arm. Or leg, I'm not sure which one it
Oh, it's
is.
back.
My arm's gone. It was my favorite arm.
We'll get you another arm, Mr. Lincoln.
Yes, we need to kill more.
Jesus.
I agree.
You all settle down to rest. You can go ahead and get your full HP rest in, of course. Lincoln, the soreness felt by your body from what appears to have been multiple lashes or smashes against your body somewhat dissipates with several hours of recuperation.
Got a phantom limb thing going on coming out of his back.
Why do we
He
suffer?
he keeps reaching for daggers, but there's no arm there.
Oh. So that's 2 more ticks off, right?
That would be 2 more ticks off.
Y'all, we
And-
need some harmonic flux.
If you
Well,
all
we're gonna
don't-
return the Toad King home, and that should
Yeah.
tide us over to the well.
That should be worth $1 million.
Yeah.
A king's ransom.
In the morning, Opie's gonna cast Speak with Animals, and
So before you do that, as you all wake, please give me Constitution saving throws.
When have we ever had to do this?
What is this
Jason,
about?
we've literally never had to do this.
Never done this.
Never ever.
Oh my god.
Talking shit.
Wait, the DC is
Yeah,
really low though if you sleep in a tent.
Oh,
isn't
that's
it?
right. It's like
Correct.
5.
Yeah.
Not that low.
You're all able to wake up and you're fine.
Oh,
Someone need a roll for Forte?
Oh, here we go. Hiya! 15, he's fine.
He
Yeah,
does
he's fine. Sorry, go ahead, Manny.
Does the
You
thing.
wake, and what would you like to do in the morning? You all wake up. The darkness has dissipated, and now you see around you it is light time, which is still sort of like a cloudy, foggy denseness that surrounds you all. But at the very least, you have some sight out a bit further than you would in blight time.
Opie's gonna cast Speak with Animals, and he's gonna, look at the Toad King as they. So I think we're gonna head to your house now, Mr. Toad King. Is there anything we should know about the area?
Any crazy monsters that you know of?
There's a
Yes,
Hydra that makes.
I sense it. We are close. We are not far now. Opie, you have done an excellent job. We also have the book along with us. There I will once again take my rightful throne. We should make haste, Opie. I doubt there will be any dangers to get in our way as we go.
Okay, Mr. Toad King.
You all
We
see,
continue.
Yeah, you all see Opie lean over to this small wooden cage and speak gibberish to this frog that croaks back.
I need a traveling ballad sung by this Toad King one day.
He's just croaking.
Ribbit.
So you're all pressing on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was gonna say in the morning before we leave, Jimmy's gonna kind of take a little jaunt away from the crew for a few minutes and kind of take a few moments for his own prayer after leaving the city, and then head back to the wagon and start preparing it for the travel.
How does the wagon look, Jason?
There are quite a few areas of broken wood. The mud of the swamp has kind of taken a toll on some of the wheels. They're kind of bent and frayed.
Now, hold on. We have the grease buckets, and I think we've been keeping them full.
I don't think we've mentioned that. I don't recall us ever actually using them yet.
I feel like we have, because Forte can, create food, and he's been putting food in there.
Oh yeah, I did that last night, don't you know?
So the grease buckets are full, but that doesn't take into consideration the damage the wagon has taken before the grease buckets.
But we've had the grease buckets since the last.
Yeah, we repaired it and then put the grease bucket on.
Are you sure you did?
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember this
Not here
being.
for that.
I mean, Forte almost always repairs it.
Yeah.
We would have
Either way.
repaired it at the place. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I mean, I agree with you, but
I mean, I don't
we
mind
don't have
taking.
hard evidence, so it's an uphill battle.
I was not here that day.
It looks as though, so just yes, you have the grease buckets, but let's just go with it looks like the wagon because you use a little touch up.
You guys want to stop here and repair it?
Yeah, I'll spend my morning and do that at least for an hour. I only took a few minutes for myself. That's
Yes. We've plenty of daylight.
Mending.
We should travel later.
I think Forte has mending also.
All right, so Forte mends, Tyne mends. Is anyone just going to use actual wood to try and repair it?
How we doing on wood, pound wise?
I think we're good.
Okay, I'll do some wood carver's tools and take 5 pounds of wood and try to repair it for 21.
All right.
I will do the
that's going to
same.
be. All right, go ahead and give me a check then, a relevant skill with a tool set that makes sense. Sleight of hand, okay. And what tool kit are you using, Uncle Jimmy?
I was using whatchamacallit, was it Professor Bark made the similar set? I had a few tools because I was specifically chose the expertise for vehicles.
Which one did you use, though?
Yeah, which one did you use?
It was wood carvers because you.
Woodcarvers.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many pounds of wood did you use?
Same as Lincoln. You said 7, correct?
I said 5.
5, pardon.
And then let's get a roll for Forte. Give me a 1d4, and then the same from.
Oh yes.
The same from Time. Oh, nice.
Wow. You win some, you lose some.
Of course. Widkin, D&D, doesn't matter.
After an hour of just taking some time to work on the wagon, it is in much better shape. The broken pieces of wood, some of them that were too chalked up with dirt and rubble and mud, you kind of tear off and replace with new ones. And now your wagon looks in much better shape. And now, with the grease buckets full, I'm assuming, as long as these are being tended to. I guess at this point, tell me if they are not full, because you guys will have to use food, to get the grease out of it. But otherwise, your wagon will be all right, and you can continue to press forward if you'd like to.
We got to tell Nick that he's on grease bucket duty from now on when he gets back.
yeah, exactly.
As long as he has a spare spell slot at the end of the day, we have grease in the grease bucket.
Yep. Let's move right here. Right, we're ready to move again.
All right. You continue to move ahead another 2 hours, traveling at normal pace. This would have been much more difficult, but between some of the upgrades on the cart, as well as Opie having the favored terrain of just the entirety of a swamp area, this is much easier as Opie knowing where to step, where to stay away from the kind of deeper, more sloshy areas where the gravel and dirt become more wet, is able to lead you all and keep things from slowing down too much, keep the cart from kind of getting caught and wasting more hours so you don't have to travel at a slower pace. As you continue along, making your way through the kind of marshlands here, pushing forward, it is not long before up ahead, not only in the sky is there an aurora of the Gleedokin that have gathered, giving the area here this twilight, although they're a little harder to see with the mistiness of the swamp. But each of you are also able to perceive up ahead small motes of light, 3 of them in fact, as you realize that 3 golden Gleedokin, out of perhaps curiosity or by whatever means, have slowly come down and landed nearby. You can each attempt to make a check to grab one.
Oh
yeah.
Nice.
What is that? Nature?
I'm gonna do sleight of hand.
I was gonna say, just give me a check that makes sense.
Survival?
Sure.
I would like to take a survival as well.
Nature?
Only 3 rolls, since only one person can attempt this.
I'm gonna add a +1 then and say 15.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use my +1 to make mine an 18.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
With a 18, 17, and 16, each of you...
No, it's 15 for me.
15, okay. Even still, well, that was close. Opie, yours almost begins to flit away as you kind of quickly use your survival tactics and using one of your, like maybe a cape or cloth you keep on your back, you just kind of sling it over the flying Gleedokin before it's able to get away and kind of grab the ends of it and wrap it around, kind of catching it in your cloth. Each of you are able to grab a new Gleedokin.
What's it take to identify them again?
It is a DC 12 nature check to reveal the family.
I'll try to do that right now.
I'll try to do my... And what's the deal? It's like you can only make it once per Gleedokin. If we fail, we don't know till we get to a temple?
Yeah, it's just one of you makes a check. If you can't figure it out, you can always take it to a temple to have it revealed.
Do you need help with your entomology? Anybody need a professor of bugs and bug-like creatures?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, here. Let me take a look, see.
Give me a D12
holds
roll,
it,
man.
squirming.
Oh, a D12?
Mhm.
I'd never seen it before in my life. God damn it.
What did you say the DC was?
Yeah.
12.
All right, I'm gonna take a roll. I'll add a +1 just because I don't want to screw it up.
Well, wait and see what you get first. You may not need
I'll
it.
give you.
Yeah, see, you don't need it.
Rolling nature. I'll give you. Okay, I was gonna say I'll give you advantage.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, my friend.
I'll give Buck advantage.
Oh, that's more like it.
Ah,
I think I've seen one of those before, actually.
Oh, yes. Exactly what my friend was going to say.
Yeah, then Uncle Jimmy Bart, give me a d12, please.
My D12 was 8.
Thank you.
Mine's 11.
And a
Hang on just a second, I'll go one at a time here. Opie, you're able to identify this particular family of Glidocan. They are known as the Lida, and you have studied the harmonic emitter inside of the wagon long enough to realize that if you were to attach this Glidocan to it, it would provide +2 AC to the wagon if attached.
Ooh.
It's not
we
bad.
don't need AC. We got grease. Fuck that one.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
We'll hang on to it. Keep it in case we want to donate it
Yeah.
to the temple or something.
Yeah, for sure.
The next one that you identify, Uncle Jimmy, is one from the family known as the Wifum. When attached, it gives the area a permanent smell of roses and other flowers, negating or canceling out any foul stenches within 5 feet of you.
I like this one, except the last line.
I noticed he didn't say that on stream.
Before he even remembers what it is, he starts rubbing the bug on himself a little bit. Hey, this ain't bad, you know? Check it out. It's smelling pretty good. Oh no. This, I forgot. This one gets rid of stink, and I know we stunk after rolling around in that cave, but, if you see any bugs crawling on me, let me know, alright?
It's just like immediately swarmed by flies.
Finally, Professor Bark, you are able to identify yours as, I'm just making sure, I'm just going through here, I'm not being slow on purpose, I'm just making sure that you guys haven't caught these already. Yours is known as the Skirax.
Sounds
And
evil.
attached to the harmonic emitter, you get the sense that it would give you the ineffable ability to understand the value of all gems, jewelry, art objects, and trade goods within sight next to the cart.
That's pretty dope.
It is good.
Hey, you don't need to know any other gems, you know this one.
Hey.
So keep in mind, for any of these effects to function, they need to be attached to the emitter in one of the slots if there are empty slots to be had, and if they are effects that will affect you all, that is within a 30 feet range. Outside of that, the effects no longer work.
We have an open slot right now?
Yeah, what's our status?
No, we have 4 slots, I think. Yeah, because how many slots did we start with? Just 2?
I believe it was 3.
3. Yeah.
Oh, well then we do have an open slot.
And there's
Okay,
the
put
opportunity
the-
to get more, but you'd have to go
We have
back
the.
to get that.
I thought we had 4 in. The one to give you advantage on animal handling checks with the draft animal.
We have 4 in,
One.
but we have that upgrade that adds 2. And so if we started with 3, then we have 5.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's put the appraisal one in. That might come in useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess we have an open one because we didn't have more than 4. Yep.
And what was
I agree.
What was the first one?
First one, what?
Advantage.
+2 wagon
2
AC.
Okay.
Oh, that yeah.
I mean, if we have one open slot, we can put that in for now.
We haven't. We're going to put the value of the gems in the last open slot.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Sick.
Ah.
All right,
These
very
are
nice
lovely
capture from
creatures.
everyone.
We did.
Sorry for talking
We
about
just-
the best part. Go on.
No, you get.
All right.
I'll just. I'm done.
I was just gonna say that's essentially what you find within this 6-mile radius is the Gleokin.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on going.
All right, pressing on for another set of 2 hours. Now moving into, are you just kind of beelining it to the home of the Toad King?
I think so.
All right, another 2 hours pass. You begin to enter into sort of like a area full of large bushy mangroves. You're able to navigate it again with the help of Opie pointing out the best ways to navigate in between the large mangroves. You can see the plants kind of sticking up out of the water, their roots shooting out at the base and tangling with one another as they kind of run down. It almost looks like they have octopus legs as they dip into the marshy waters below. You move here, nothing happens. Just another trek.
Let's go one more then.
You continue to press through. It is easy enough to navigate with Opie's help throughout the open marshy areas, but here, this almost serves as a forest of mangroves. I will need Uncle Jimmy to please give me a navigation check, please. That will be in a survival check with advantage. Make sure you do not get lost. Alright, Uncle Jimmy just deftly using the map in hand to continue to lead you on. You move another space closer. 2 more hours pass, you all getting close to your 4 space movement maximum, but knowing that just up ahead is King Croaker's home, close to Blight time, but you should still make it there plenty enough with some light still available to you. Nothing happens here, you're fine.
Nice. Let's go home.
Alright, you press on one more space. Let me go ahead and get one more navigation check or a survival check from Uncle Jimmy as you try to continue to navigate the area here.
Nice.
Advantage?
Yes.
Just want to make sure.
All right.
22.
Alright, very nice. The mangroves begin to thicken, and even you, Opie, navigating the party through, have a little difficult time trying to find the best avenue to kind of get it through here. As you do, navigating the party members through, Opie, the little emerald frog in its cage is beginning to bound up and down, chirping more and more actively and lively as you continue to press forward.
I guess I would, I'd probably cast Speak with Animals again and see what he wants.
Please spare us.
My kingdom, Opie, you have found us.
Is he saying anything useful, Jason?
Opie, there are a small series of swamp falls near here. You're going to lead the cart underneath them. Through it, a hidden passage to my lagoon. Just up ahead, around the bend. We're close, Opie. Let us continue.
Mr. Toe King said that we're gonna leave our cart underneath something, and then there's a secret entrance somewhere, and that we're gonna go to his lagoon.
Yes, of course. Have we accepted in canon that she can actually speak to Stone? Is that a real thing? Well, I guess we know speak with it. Yes, okay.
You hope this is the case.
I hope, yeah, I really hope so.
Or maybe Opie's just having like a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
It's
Sure.
unsure, the exact conversation happening between Opie and the others. Opie, you do, after about another 2 or so minutes travel forward, you do begin to see several what look like rocky outcroppings that kind of open up a little bit into an area that rise up with some elevation. Pools of what look like sort of swamp water kind of spilling from them. And you see one large enough that it's sort of like an arcing area of rock as the water spills over. It goes about 15 or 20 feet wide, and it's just enough footage high that you believe that you could pass underneath. And all of you kind of either covering your heads or something like that with something, you push underneath. And as you do, the area, the once sort of murky, disgusting swamp-like area, begins to give way to a different place. You begin to step through pools of water here, still on the rocky outcroppings that sort of have a little bit of elevation occasionally to them. But the water here, what was once murky and difficult to see through, is now more of a teal. It's almost clear, almost pleasant to look at. You begin to notice in the water several lily pads, and you continue to push through the brush before eventually you come upon an area that opens up, and you see the following as I will move the map. You see an area full of lively waters. You hear the sound of waters kind of cascading off of nearby rock. And all around, some turning to see you, some splashing and playing in the water, some communicating with one another. What looks like several species of frogs communicating with one another, or as you may know them, Opie, grung.
There really are grung here, Mr. Toad King. I didn't know if you were being honest or not.
They turn to notice you all kind of standing at the entrance here. And as they do, they quickly draw what look like spears and begin to bound forward. A collection of a few of them standing on rocks above you. One of them looks down to you. Amanda, is grung its own language?
Yes, and Opie can speak it.
All right. One of the grungs holding a wooden spear pointed towards you all says, "What do you have to do here? How did you find our place?"
Opie's gonna so distract him with this music. And Kevin.
That's pretty good.
I really like this song.
Lincoln is slowly drawing a dagger, and Forte is like pressing his dagger back in the hilt.
Opie's gonna hold up the Toad King's cage and say in grung, I have the Toad King. We had to find him. We had to find a book for him, and then he asked us to bring him here.
They all gasp, hearing this. They turn to one another. You hear the frog look to the others, one of the grung. "They've returned. He's returned!" Meanwhile, everyone else, you see this beautiful place, and you see a bunch of frog people kind of standing here going, one of the smaller purple ones kind of bounds down towards you, Opie, and peers into the cage and says, to you, of course, in grung, Yes, this is the one. You brought the book too. Is it the book we need for the ritual?"
The Mr. Toad, the Wild Ride?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, we have it.
Here, give it.
The book to him.
He quickly clasps it with his kind of elongated purple fingers. He holds it up to the others, and you watch now. Everyone sees them all hold their sticks up. Yes, the book! The king has returned!
Can we speak to frogs? I was assuming that this was a ruse that we were all going along with.
As did I,
Wait.
friend. As did I.
What do you mean, Mr. Lincoln? You didn't think I actually? Yeah, these are grung. These are they're like my mom's.
Me. Hello, Opie.
What'd you say? You cut off for a second.
I said, hello, mother of OP. Let me reconnect to Discord.
No.
It sounds like I'm cutting out.
The grung looks at you, Opie, and then to the others and says, "Interlopers, you have brought our king back. Now, stand by. We shall prepare the ritual." And he bounds with the book in hand and begins to yell for the others to begin the ritual gathering.
I think they're gonna do our ritual, and we just need to watch.
Did anyone read Mr. Toad's Wild Ride when we had it?
No, we didn't.
I want to make an insight check on this ritual. Arcana or insight?
How are you making this check? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I've seen a fair amount of tribalistic rituals that involve things like sacrifice or mutilation. You know, those kinds of things.
They're fairly common.
Yeah, you can make a check.
We do a sacrifice every year for All Hallows Eve.
Insight.
Now.
I'm gonna roll insight.
Sure.
It's canon now.
16. Let's make it 17.
Professor Bark, it's difficult to tell even with a higher check. You've never heard of a ritual using a book called Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and unfortunately, you sort of being someone who has knowledge about nature and things like that, you do know grung have a pretty rigid caste society, and sacrifices are not atypical of probably some of their things. However, you notice them all beginning to gather up at a elevated area. A large lily pad lay in the water up above as one of them, the small purple one, begins to crack open the book and begins to peer towards the lily pad and turns to you, Opie, and the rest of the group as it says to you, Opie, understanding it in grung, "Come, bring the king, open the cage, allow him to rest upon the lily pad."
I feel very nervous about this, Opie.
Opie's gonna go. Real quick though, from Opie's knowledge of like his grung tribe's culture, does he have any idea what they're doing?
You can make a check.
What, history?
History would work, yeah.
Oh, that's 19.
It is his destiny. Do not deny him his purpose.
You have heard
The purpose is what I worry about.
many tales of practicing rituals and traditions in your time, Opie. Some more violent than others. You have never heard the ritual of reading from a book of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, nor have you ever really
That's
heard
fair.
of a Toad King.
And we really should have read that book.
Opie's gonna go to the giant lily pad and put the Toad King on there.
You open up the small wooden cage and you see as this small little emerald frog, normal sized little frog, kind of bounds out and bounces across the large lily pad to the center. As you do, you turn to see the book open and you see the purple grung looking down at it and holding a hand to the others. You see his throat begin to expand and you hear "Bleh, bleh," and you begin to see the others do so in conjunction along with him, stretching out their throats as they give a soft, lofty ribbit in a low, shrill voice, or resonating sound, rather. The purple frog continues to do so, and then kind of looks at the others of the group, and then points at you, Opie, and says, "You, Grung, come. We need your help as well."
Opie goes to him.
Rankin watches closely.
He
Remember,
turns.
don't eat anything.
He turns the book to point it at you, and you notice that there are no words in the book. There are simply rough illustrations of frogs croaking and extending the kind of inflatable throat sac. And he looks to you and Grung and says, "Follow along with me. Expand your throat. The ritual must be completed with perfection for this to work."
I feel like Opie's definitely like done some weird ribbit croaking ritual thing before, so yeah, he goes for it.
You do this as well. Give me a performance check at advantage, since you've probably done some weird shit with your parents growing up.
Oh god, I have a -1 on performance. Oh no. I'm gonna add a +1 for 11.
All right. You do your best, knowing that you don't exactly have all of the same faculties that some of these other grung have in terms of making the exact noise, but you try your best, croaking along with them, trying to expand and inflate your throat as much as possible along as they do. The one next to you in brown kind of taps you at the side and extends his throat large and kind of points to show you to do the same thing. And you kind of continue to follow along, attempting to do it as closely mimicking as possible. And as you continue along, everyone, where is everyone? Forte, Uncle Jimmy, and Tyne, are you still standing next to the cart?
Yeah.
I can't control Forte, but I feel like he'd at least be like
okay,
here
all right.
to like make sure nothing goes wrong.
There we go.
Be peeking in.
You all are able to see, even those of you out at a distance, the rocky outcroppings here, only raising about 10 feet up. You all watch, especially you, Professor Bark and Opie and Lincoln Forte, at a closer distance. You begin to see, as the others continue to beat out this expanding throat, this small emerald frog sitting and at a crouched position on the lily pad begins to expand in size, almost rhythmically with the sound of the croaks from the others. It continues to expand and expand. Its vibrant green color almost becoming more exemplified as it goes. Its head beginning to shift and change. Another formation of skin forming on its head, shooting out in tips at the top that almost looks like a crown, as this small green frog begins to grow into a medium-sized creature before you all as it sits on the lily pad.
Oh, he's so cute. I love him.
We'll all be a frog boy's uncle.
The other frogs finish, and they begin to lift their spears in the air as they begin to hoot and holler and croak in satisfaction. The large frog begins to slowly angle itself towards you, Opie, and the others, and now actually speaks aloud, but still in grung to you, Opie, as it says,
Opie, I am King Croaker. I am the leader of these grown people here, and I want to thank you for bringing me back to my original form. You have shown me the aspects of a true adventurer. I appreciate your help. You and the others have done a fantastic job getting me here in one piece. I thank you.
Wow, you're so big now, Mr. King Toad. What happened to you? Why were you so small?
I ran afoul of some nasty creatures as I was attempting to learn more information about one of our own who had been lost from the pack. some sort of spell put on me. Something that shrunk me down to normal size. I knew that because of our history and culture, there existed a book in that place known as the Codices that could return me to my original form, but I needed some healthy adventurers to set across the way. Thus, I waited, writing a note myself for any takerbys, adventurers to pass by the Helper's Handguard and take me on their quest. I am so glad it was your group that could safely do it.
Well, glad we could help you out, Mr. King.
Opie, I need ask of you a favor.
What is it?
One of our own, a youngling of ours, has been lost. They're the reason that I initially left King Croker's Lagoon in search of them. I would hope that if you you would find them for me and return them safely.
Who's been lost?
He said one of their younglings.
They're young. Oh, definitely. Where do you think this youngling went?
I unfortunately wasn't able to gather as much information as I would like, but during my time out, before this cursed spell was cast on me, transforming me to a smaller frog form, an inferior form, I was able to ascertain that I believe the youngling had wandered off from the others, getting lost and likely finding themselves somewhere in the tar pits nearby. If you have a map, I will mark this location with a portrait for you.
Okay, Mitch. What were you gonna say?
I just said tar pits.
Yeah, Opie's gonna let him mark the map. I like to think that he's just holding like a marker like in his tongue, right?
If you give him one, sure.
Yeah.
He will mark this area on the map for you. Hang on just a second. Over on the map, as you kind of unfurl it for him, he denotes to you the area of the tar pits.
Yes, Mr. Toad King, we will set out at once and go find your younglings.
He turns to you and says,
Opie, consider this the final test between you and your adventurers. I know the others here of my tribe look on you as one of their own, but I know that although you look very much like one, you are not exactly of our kind. Finish this last task, Opie, and I will consider you an honorary grown warrior.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Toad King, that would be great.
Very well. Good luck to you on your task. Once you've found the youngling, please return with them here. Post haste. They are a bit of a crybaby, so you'll likely be able to determine who they are by their constant crying.
No.
Don't let that dissuade you. Just bring them back. In one piece, if you will. And we will continue to raise them amongst the grown family.
Opie does like a bow. And then he turns back to the group and he says, one of their younglings is missing, and we need to go to the tar pits to save him.
See.
We
Well.
can do that.
Mr. Lincoln, we can kill a lot of things at the tar pits and get you some arms.
If the child is already dead, I could have his.
Oh god.
They were probably too small.
That's a little dark, but I guess wouldn't be using it at that point, so.
Precisely.
All right. Aren't we at our max squares of movement?
Yes, you are.
Well, then I think we sleep here tonight.
Okay.
You are welcome to rest here among us scrum. We will protect you in the night. If any other interlopers enters into our area, we will stab them with our sticks.
Yes, Mr. King, and if you need anything, just let me know.
I simply need our young babe back. It would fill my heart with joy to get them safely returned to us.
All right, we sleep in the frog lagoon.
All right. The waters
Grab a
here
little-
are actually comfortably warm. And you all
Nice.
do not need to make any constitution checks as you either shack up in the relative safety of nearby the wagon in your own tents, or if you want to, you could rest, as it seems as though all of the other grung kind of gather collectively in small groups of 3 or 4 and kind of lounge into the waters and fall asleep themselves.
Wait, is it like a hot spring?
It kind of feels like it. Yeah, there's a warmth to it.
Guys, it's our anime hot spring episode.
What a terrible group to do it with.
Nope, Opie's fully naked and just like swimming around.
Yeah, I think
you-
I'm gonna sleep in the cart.
Tyne takes a long drag and says, "Looks fun." He drops his robe and also enters the waters.
Yeah, none of the grungs like bat an eye at this. Half of them naked themselves. So is the king croaker.
You guys should come in. It feels so nice.
Lincoln doesn't like disrobe or anything. He just comes over to the edge and just falls like face first into the water and just kind of sits there like head down, kind of just floating in the water.
You know what they say, Jimmy. Win in Frogtopia.
You look back to Uncle Jimmy, and there's a surprising amount of like flies and insects buzzing around him.
I'm gonna look over to Tyne and just kind of like eye him for a second. You know, I thought you were gonna take off your. The beard goes all the way. It's kind of like you're wearing a ghillie suit, my friend. I'm gonna like swat some of the bugs and just shrug and say, "Hey, look, guys, dinner's on me." And I look to some of the frogs and hop in the water.
What does that mean?
Bugs, frogs.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Tyne makes a large masted sailboat out of smoke.
Several smaller grung begin to swim through the waters closer to you, Uncle Jimmy. Their small, naked butts sticking up out of the back of the waters as they begin to shoot out their tongues, slapping nearby your head as they grab several flies and actually kind of take care of all the buzzing that's around you.
I mutter under my breath in Goblin. You know, I don't know what of the 9 levels of hell this is, but I think I'm there. This is a new one on me.
And yes.
How could you say that? It seems so nice.
You all get a nice swim in, feeling good, feeling refreshed. Did you want to do anything else before you kind of hunker down for some rest?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, just making sure.
Do we need any more cart repairs?
Oh yeah, I put more grease in the thing, don't you know?
Excellent work.
I didn't know this was my responsibility until now, but I guess it makes sense.
No, he said something about it. I
know.
swear.
It's just more fun to gaslight Opie into thinking that I never said it.
No. Must have been Lavender's deal or whomever.
I'm sure whomever she was very nice and kind to sacrifice herself for our well-being. It is good that we did not squander it. But my heart burns for revenge. I do not remember us knowing our seventh party member. But in a way, we will remember him through vengeance. One day we shall return to deal with the Hydra.
We will remove this blight on nature. One
day. Later. Not now.
All right.
All gather together for some sleep. So technically, you would rest for 8 hours here, and let's see, there'd be a new day here. 8 hours would have passed. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'd leave 8 left over. So when you woke here, it would technically be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would technically be 7 blight time. Would you want to just wait around until light time came around again, or did you want to push off in blight time?
Probably hang out here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
No reason to travel in the dark.
All right. So you continue to take a little bit of time for yourselves, allowing the rest of blight time to pass so you can get morning again. That's 3 ticks off of the harmonic flux, Amanda. However, because you were able to not only get the Frog King or King Croaker back to his bayou, but you were also able to retrieve the book necessary to return him to his original form from the codices. That is 15 points back to the harmonic flux.
Nice.
over 50 again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wow.
by the time we do the tar pit thing, it should be about time to head to the well then.
Yeah. Just
Yeah?
thinking,
Sounds like a plan.
tar pits well or well tar pits?
Tar pit well. We bought us some breathing room, right, with the flux just now?
Yeah, we have 55. I think we're fine.
Yeah, let's do tar pit.
Tar pit.
All right. Feeling well rested. These waters here nice and warm. A little bit of a change from the kind of gross, wet warmth of the swamp in general. These here a little bit of a steaming oasis, if you will, full of a bunch of naked grown people. As you get a little bit of rest in, open the others, kind of putting back some of their clothing if they took them off, and getting ready for a new day. Let's see here. Did you all want to head out now? Was that the idea? And begin to make your way for what? The tar pits?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Tar
Alright.
pits.
So
I'm going to the snack pit. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So with that said, you all gather back into the cart and begin to make your way over. We can get rid of the King Croaker's stuff here because now you have his thing on the map. And you continue to move. It is exactly 12 light time as the several Gleedo can begin to coalesce in the air again, bringing a twilight back to the area. You begin to press on, moving closer to the tar pits as marked by King Croaker on the map. So 2 hours is going to pass. That's a mark off the harmonic flux, putting you to 2 light time. And nothing happens here. You can continue moving if you'd like.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Another 2 hours pass. Gonna move here. Let me just double check really quickly. As you push through this area, there is a thick, heavy rain that begins to coalesce over you in very dark clouds as it begins to storm overhead. the already sort of foggy swamp area here becomes that much harder to be able to peer through. So you can continue to press forward, or you could wait 12 hours to see if this would clear. If you continue to press forward, I would need a navigation check, basically that check at advantage survival check from Uncle Jimmy, so that you don't get lost. This is kind of like traveling through a forest here with this situation.
And Uncle Jimmy.
I think we should, yeah. Damn.
See, that's why we pay him the big bucks.
Yeah.
Gabagoo.
Yeah, along with Uncle Jimmy's direction, you all find yourselves kind of easily being able to press on, making your way closer to the area of where the tar pits are located. Let's see here. Alright, you do that. You move another square, it's going to be another 2 hours, another tick off the harmonic flux. You move 1, 2, 3, well, you're going to be able to get there before needing to rest. Okay. Nothing happens in this space, but the weather continues. I need another navigation check from you, or survival check, Uncle Jimmy, to press on to reach the tar pits. And I'm going to update the percent discovered here in the Great Doldrums between the session and the next. Oh yeah, look at that. Roll one more time. I was going to say fish for the natty 20. There we go. 22 still perfectly adequate to press on through the rest of the area here. You continue to push on. As you continue on, you can now see through the foggy mist of the area will look to be these large, it's hard to tell whether they're like stone spires that shoot up out of the ground. As you kind of pass by one of them a little bit closer, Link, and you kind of run a hand along one, it almost looks like it's just giant bone that just sort of protrudes from the soft, wet ground of this area and just kind of shoots up into the air 30, 40, maybe 50 feet high. These spires of rock, or maybe even perhaps bone, as you continue to push through. The area begins to shift and change, where once there was this sort of gray, slightly brownish marshlands, there is now a black that begins to fill the pools of deeper waters, or now you begin to think that these may be pools of tar that sort of sit around. You can hear the sound of them sort of bubbling and churning, although the sound of rain still sort of pelts around you. As you begin to push through with the wagon in tow, moving through the tar pits, it doesn't damage you or anything like that, but it certainly serves as difficult terrain. And you continue to press forward, hopefully closing in on the area where the tar pits are. And I'm going to do this really quickly. And I'm going to move your tokens, and then we're going to move the map, and I'll tell you what you see. All right. Let me do this, and let me... Do I have any bubbling noises? Where's my bubbling noise?
Am I right? Hey Chad, this is bubbling ASMR.
There's a bubbling noise. All right, that's okay.
Kevin, quit blowing in your milk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a tummy ache.
Blowing bubbles over here.
I want some of that milk.
That's just as likely, actually.
It really is just milk.
It is.
There's another milk coast tonight on SmackDown.
Oh God, what is that?
Up ahead, you see what looks to be the bony exterior, the remnants of what appears to be some type of perhaps elephant-like creature or mammoth. The area here half sunken into bubbling tar pools. It doesn't look like they may go that deep, but certainly would be difficult terrain to traverse in. Off in the distance up ahead, you can see what looks to be several strange floating, almost teal-like sacks of this writhing, almost sort of like semi-liquid that sort of move around on the surface and between the rain. You also see what looks like a large creature that appears to be almost like a frog shape, but stands on two legs. Their arms, where their hands and should be, instead replaced with several ropey tentacle-like appendages, and on top of their head are 3 eye stalks that are about 2 or so feet in length that kind of curl, a large mouth full of rows of jagged teeth and a tongue that sort of slurps occasionally across. And in its grasp you see a what looks like small looking red grung that is wide-eyed and appears to be sort of caught in its grasp.
It's so cute.
What would you all like to do?
It seems one of the tribesmen has already found the missing youngling.
You said, I mean, how
Clearly
is the
not-
big one?
What was that, Kevin?
How was the big one acting towards the little grung?
It seemed to have the smaller red grung in its grasp, like it's holding it with several tentacles wrapped around it. That's what you initially
not
noticed.
another grung, Lincoln.
It's a frog creature.
Not all
Are they
frog
not-
creatures are grungs. There's this regular frogs too.
I see.
Divine evolution.
So none of these creatures see us yet, right?
And it doesn't appear to be the case, especially masked somewhat in the heavy rainfall of the area here.
I think we need to sneak over and try to get the youngling out of its hold as quick as possible.
It's trying to kill the youngling? I assume this was an embrace. Then yes, we should slaughter that beast.
Could I take a check on that monster, see if I've seen it before?
Sure, and all the checks are free.
So wait, does the monster have like little hands?
It's tentacles.
Has tentacles at the sides of its body, like 3 tentacles sprouting where an arm should be. About the length, maybe a little bit longer than a hand.
Let's see, a nature check?
That would work, yeah.
13.
Uncle Jimmy, you're not sure exactly what this may be. You've seen grung before, and this certainly has hints of some type of frog-like creature, but it's a little bit different and certainly much larger than what you typically do. Tyne, yeah, the RNG gods are not good to you. You're unsure. Professor Bark, you may have not ever necessarily run into one yourself, but you've certainly seen tomes written about such a creature that matches the physique and appearance of something such as the self. This creature, holding a smaller grung in its grasp, is known as a frog hemoth. And as far as you know, most of them are typically violent creatures who attack most anything they see on sight.
Nasty creatures. I don't think it's embracing that poor young little grung.
Now's your chance to kill something, Mr. Lincoln. You're muted. I think.
But I'm not muted. What the fuck is happening?
Now we can hear you.
It's the I think it's the voice changer sometimes cut
Yeah.
out.
All right. Well, I'm
It's
just
like
gonna
the levels of it are bad.
I'm just gonna turn it off for tonight then,
Yeah,
because
that's
it seems to
fine.
be causing a whole lot of trouble.
But what did
But
you
yeah,
say?
kill. That's all. I just said kill.
If that's the case, please, if you
kept us
would,
waiting for that.
roll me initiative, everyone.
Could
I try to sneak as close as possible before. Do we want?
Oh, are you all collectively trying to kind of sneak up first? Is that what you're trying to do?
I could
Yeah.
pass without trace.
Yeah.
Pass without trace?
Yeah, I'd like to sneak up as well.
I mean,
Pass
Sure.
without trace. I cast it.
Now remember, we are hunting on its grounds, not ours. Careful of your surroundings, everyone.
Don't step in the goo.
I wouldn't step in the goo.
And there we go. Pass without trace. I think we should. I feel like it would be better to go the left. I'm basing this on nothing. I feel like maybe there's slightly more land to stand on once we get closer to the behemoth.
I can buy it.
Yeah, we'll go left.
All right, if you're all trying to stay stealthy, especially that pass without trace, trying to keep on, most of the rocky ground here, kind of not getting caught in the mire that is the actual tar pools itself, please, everyone, give me a stealth check.
Actually,
I got it.
Oh, no, you got a +10. Never mind.
And
Come on.
would you all kind of collectively give me a ping on where you'd like to move to as you try to do this silently?
So we can't go through any of like the big pits.
You feel like you could, but it'd be difficult terrain. Doesn't look like it's all that deep, at least from what you can tell.
Well, then I think we should go this way because there's only one of those other things.
Okay, let's do that then.
So I think like we try to cross, I don't know, like down here or something, and then
Okay, so each
Go
of you
up.
kind of collectively sneak over the small bits of land leading from one to the other, and then
Yeah.
begin to head north up this way.
Yeah, that looks good.
straight up, yeah.
All right. You do that thing. You're now probably about what is that? 100 or so feet away, something like that. Let's see for sure. No, I'm off. 75 feet.
That's close.
Yep.
Did you want to push in further? You're able to each kind of get up to this large rock at the sides of you where the map clips off. It's kind of where the brush picks back up. There's some dead wood around here, tree limbs and things like that that are sort of smudged together through the thick rain as they kind of collects in tufts. What's left of the leaves on the vegetation around here discolored from likely what is a lack of nutrients in this tar-like area. And you're all able to kind of pick up collectively, pushing up as you are able to kind of push up behind this larger rock or boulder and peer overhead. The large froghemoth creature is kind of shaking the small little looking grung in its arms. What do you all do?
Well, I think we should act now, Forte says.
I think we should get as close as possible so once they see us, one of us can run up and try to get the grung.
All right, let's try to. I mean, I can't. Can you make it so I can control Forte?
You should be able to, unless
I
this is
cannot.
a different
So it's
token.
on
Okay, there you
a
go.
different token,
Sorry,
yeah.
I did it on a different token. That's everybody.
There we go.
I whisper to Opie, "Hey, kid, this might be a long shot, but you want to try diplomacy with this thing? You kind of look like a frog."
I don't believe it knows any of diplomacy.
Yeah, it's a big,
beast.
dumb, violent beast.
it's a monster.
Yeah.
Did you say it was shaking the small grung violently, or?
It's like shaking it around. Yeah, it doesn't look comfortable.
The kid's like, "Ah! Ah!"
No, if maybe it thought it was its baby. Could I take an insight on it as I'm walking up?
Sure.
It's 19.
With a 19 insight, as you watch this large froghemoth kind of shaking the small grung up and down, you get the sense, Uncle Jimmy, that this froghemoth, although it certainly doesn't look comfortable to be slung around like this, the froghemoth isn't like making any means to like bite it or eat it or bring harm to it necessarily. At least not right now.
I kind of relay that to the group.
He's playing with his food.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Before we get there, Opie's going to, for flavor, like all his firefly little swarm like comes together like in a big shape.
Uh-huh.
Why are you laughing?
I know, I love this stuff.
And then the shape takes form and it is a little frog.
Oh.
A small frog, because it's a small beast.
Okay.
But he has wings, like a bird.
All right.
Because he's gonna fly. Because
Okay.
when I summon an animal, it can be like it can swim, walk, or fly.
Okay. Sure.
And so I'm gonna do an air frog, a flying frog.
You create a winged frog made from flies, or is this an actual frog?
It's summon beast, so like it takes shape and it's like actually like a frog.
A frog that can fly.
Yes.
Okay.
Something I'd never considered before.
I don't think it has to be a real creature. It just says it resembles an animal of your choice.
Okay. That's cool with me.
And mine's a frog with also a bird.
He's a frog, also a bird.
Yeah, he can fly.
I don't have frog with wings, but I can give you that.
Why not, Jay? I thought you were prepared.
Come on.
Jason,
I know.
you should have seen this coming.
I know.
It's
I
next
should have.
weird, Ken.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that? Do you summon it adjacent to you?
Yeah.
Everyone sees Opie do this as they summon a coalescing group of flies that creates the shaped solid form of a frog, but also with wings.
And I think we sneak closer. Are we gonna try to sneak closer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So stealth checks again.
Yeah, I think so. Keep in mind you still have the
Pass without trace.
yeah, that.
Well
And
then
then-
that's
Go ahead.
a crit fail for me, but with pass without trace, it's 15.
Right,
so
right.
20.
That
Yeah,
ain't bad.
natty 1 isn't an automatic failure, especially with a huge boost like pass without trace. So where you would feel like you would have slipped and fallen right into the tar pit, making a large splash. The sound of your footing being completely silent by Lincoln's abilities gives you the reassurance to place your footing in the correct spots.
Forte is somehow stealthier than Lincoln on this
Whoa,
roll.
holy shit.
He's like, oh, I'm moving silently, don't you know? And Lincoln's just holding him a few inches above the ground and walking forward with the.
oh,
So you all feel pretty stealthy. Where are you moving to collectively as a group?
Maybe like put Forte here as like a bottleneck kind of
Okay.
thing, and then
You-
the rest of
yeah.
us could be here.
All right, move
Or-
right there. And then you all
Yeah.
can move your tokens too.
What was that, Opie?
I was just gonna say like right here ish. Opie's
Sure.
gonna be towards the back because he's a ranger. So
Yeah, I mean, you could be like all the way way back down there. You've got like a, what is it,
That's
like
true.
200 feet or something crazy like that?
Oh yeah, it's 150.
Yeah, they be you. I like
Okay.
this though. This is a good position. Forte is gonna with. All right, just say the word. And now I'm gonna start casting me forge magic.
I'm
Good.
ready.
All right.
Buff?
Forte wants to cast bless, and you can't cast it silently, so they're gonna hear him.
Actually, hold on. I would have put my frog up here with everybody,
Okay.
just flying above your heads.
Sure,
It's a flying frog.
Sure.
Well, Forte casting Bless, I think that's time to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Need to get him to drop the child.
Now piss. forgot to select my token.
Protect the child.
Didn't matter.
Does my beast just go after me? Probably, right?
That's a good question.
Yeah, he shares my initiative, yeah. It goes right after me.
Yeah, Forte. Jeez. Killing it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, actually, I killed it harder, though.
We're on here twice, Jason.
Oh, you start over. Quit. Delete everything. Start over.
I'm just gonna delete the ones that haven't punched their stuff in yet. Hopefully that's... Nope, there's copies of them too. Oh, I hate this initiative. Why? I just selected everyone and hit added to turn order. Should just do it one time.
Do it
22.
better.
I'm not re-rolling.
I will.
I'm adding you one at a time, and you can just punch in your initiative.
Oh. Alright. Okay.
There we go. One at a time. There's your initiative.
Nice.
Oh no, a 19.
Okie dokie.
Oh no, a 15. These are open rolls, by the way.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, for these it is, but maybe not for the next ones.
All right.
We all get the same, like, 3 numbers between 7 of us.
I'll say Forte is able to get his blessed cast, and as he does, both the Froghemoth and Smallgrung kind of surprisingly look your way, not realizing that there was an audience staring at the both of them. Opie, that means you're up.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so the bless is going to be on Jimmy, Lincoln, Opie, and it get to do one more professor. So everybody but Tyne, sadly, has bless.
Makes sense.
Oh, actually, sorry, Professor. He's gonna put it on himself. Yeah, so he can do con saves better.
Better for somebody else, really.
Makes sense.
All right. So everything sees us, even these little things over on the other side.
Hard to tell with them. They don't really have any eyes or any visual features that make you think that they may see you or not. They just sort of like bound up in the air. They almost look like a floating bubble of like this tealish, noxious green color.
Well then, Opie is going to bonus action ensnaring strike.
Okay.
And going to try to hit the big toad.
Okay.
And here we go. Oh damn, that's a crit.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Let go of her, you bitch!
You get a good luck card.
Oh my.
And then you may roll your damage.
Thank you. All right, let's see if this works.
Yep.
Did that do it right? Yeah. Okay. So is that 12 plus 2 then? Is that what I'm seeing? All right, so 14.
And what does this ensnaring strike look like?
Has to make a DC 13 strength save, which is probably pretty strong, I guess. This is big. Wait, actually, and is this a giant creature?
It's large. It's not giant, but it does fail a strength save.
It gets advantage because it's large.
You gotta read the spell first, Amanda.
Hey, it's still failed though, right?
Probably. What's your DC?
Check. What's the DC again?
13.
No, it's gonna pass that.
No.
Read the spell.
What does
That's
it
what
look
I
like
get
with your
being honest.
ensnaring strike, though?
It's always just like, I think it's like vines like coming out of the ground.
Like
Trying to
shooting
entangle it.
up out of the ground to kind of like ensnare it?
Yeah.
All right, you see several of these sort of black vines, probably ones that were coated in the tar below, as they shoot through the rocky ground and whip at the feet of the large froghemoth, wrapping around some of the thorny, sharper ends, cutting into the flesh of the froghemoth. The creature looks down, its eyes bulging, the pupils dilating as it sees this happening, and it immediately lets loose with several of its tentacles opening up the small grung that kind of falls to its feet. The small grung chuckles, and you look to see the large froghemoth looking down at these several vines, entangling it, as it looks up to all of you and begins to bellow as it goes. It begins to cry loudly.
Does the big thing?
Yes.
Opie, what have you done?
Oh no.
Can't you see you've hurt the child, the crybaby child that they warned us about?
Well, I'll be damned. Maybe diplomacy was the right thing to do.
No, it's the wrong choice yet.
Its bellows ring out. It is loud as it cries. You can see, even through the rain, you can see tears welling up at the bottom of its large, three-stalk-like eyes.
So bad. Well then Opie, if you'll allow me, is gonna yell out. Wait. And this is in Grung. Which one of you is the youngling?
The smaller one that has fallen on his butt kind of looks up and says, "What are you talking about?"
If you the youngling that needs rescued?
What?
Is that you? Who are you?
I'm Fleet. I'm from a local tribe here near the tar pits.
Well, who's this thing?
I don't know. It's a big nasty. I thought I'd throw some rocks at it.
Do you know Mr. King Croaker?
No, never heard of him.
Oh shit.
Huh.
Well, you're free now. Oh, wait, I don't understand any of this.
Can I try to mind link with the large thing?
Yeah, what's that do?
It lets me create a telepathic link within 50 feet. With a creature, you can use your action to get that creature the ability to speak telepathically with you.
Okay, okay. Does it need to make a save or anything, or does this just make this connection?
I think it just makes the connection.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So you feel as though using your connection, probably more to nature, but using this ability to form this mental link with this large creature. In the mind of the creature, what does Tyne communicate?
Are you lost from your home?
And when you form a mind link with something, it can speak back to you and you'll understand it no matter what language it speaks?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, in your mind, you hear a response as the eye stalks kind of look to each of you, almost confused as you send this message to its mind. You begin to hear back.
Chipek, get lost. Nasty frog throw rocks at him.
Oh no.
I relay this to the group. It's like, it looks like he grabbed the small one because it threw rocks at him.
Ask if it knows.
He is lost.
Ask if it knows the Frog King.
Did we get a name for the frog?
Yeah, King Croaker.
No, not
Oh, you mean the little frog?
The
Little
young-
frog?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We should have asked
think
that. We're bad at this.
We are.
I will ask King Croaker sent us, I believe, to find you.
King Croaker, nice. Want to go back home. Nasty, scary bubbles. And frog who throws rocks at me.
This is the youngling.
Jimmy, you were right. I should have let you quell my bloodlust sooner.
Yeah, you know I want to stab something too, but who knows?
Opie's going to say to everybody, I think put your weapons down. I think it's okay. And then he's gonna say, little one, do you need help back to your tribe?
No, I come here all the time.
Okay, we'll just leave the big one alone, and we're gonna take him back to his tribe.
Okay,
Do you
whatever.
know what these weird glowing green things are?
Yeah, these are dangerous. You stay away from those things.
Okay.
Are they still just kind of like sitting there, like
They are
just not
beginning
doing
to.
anything?
They're beginning to sort of float towards your party. That's why we're not.
All
having
right.
initiative.
We're gonna start backing up slowly, and Lincoln says, "Opie, tell the youngling to hurry."
I can add the
Yeah.
mind link.
Oh, sorry. I meant yeah.
Yeah, I would tell him to come over to us, but stay away from the bubbles and stay away from the green things.
Make a
Yeah.
persuasion check as you do this, Tyne at disadvantage.
We did smack at him.
Yes.
Shot it. Critically shot it.
Crit.
Like in the eye.
I shot it. No.
If we can get within 30 feet of it, I have advantage to charm it.
It looks down. You can see some of its feet sliced by the snaring trap from Opie, and it looks to each of the bubbles as it mind links with you and says,
Bubbles scary. Feet hurt. Don't want to move.
Can we kill this thing?
Bubbles cannot withstand the might of bows and arrows.
I think it might help if we can get rid of the monsters around.
Good.
These things don't seem friendly. These
I would say get right in there, Lincoln. That seems
Oh yeah.
the best idea.
Oh, yeah,
Jimmy's
like-
gonna shoot it.
Yeah,
Well,
Lincoln's
then-
gonna get right in there.
Opie's just gonna say, well, you both stay where you are, and we're gonna take care of these, whatever these are. And he's gonna try to hit this one
"Sure,
because he has 2 attacks. So
sure."
I
Absolutely.
guess it is still your turn, isn't it?
yeah, 24.
24 will hit.
That's 12 piercing.
You fire
And
off an arrow that kind of sinks into this semi-permeable bubble that looks like it's filled with some type of gaseousness inside of it.
and then my swarm's gonna attack it. Oh, for an extra 5.
Oh, nice. That's what, 17 total?
Yeah, that's 17. And then I have to find this little guy's thing. Little frog is gonna move.
Your arrow
Wow.
strikes into the body of this bubble-like thing. You can kind of see this gaseous vapor pour out of the hole where your arrow struck.
Okay, and then little flying frog's gonna move and attack. Yeah, that's right. That's 7.
7 versus AC will miss.
Wait, no. Wait, no. That's not. That's a hit.
Oh. Well, did you roll the attack?
Wait. Is that his hit?
The damage roll.
Damage roll, yeah.
Well, then
Roll a
what?
D20.
Okay. Do I add anything to it? It doesn't matter. It's 6.
I don't think that matters, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit. That's not gonna hit.
No. Okay, well, after he does that, he's gonna fly away.
Did he get within melee range of it?
Yes, but he does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Since he's flying. That's his, like, a special thing.
Sure. I think you made it up, but sure.
No, I didn't. Look at it. And that's it. That's it from Opie.
All right. Opie and Opie's makeshift frog fire off an arrow that hits. Lincoln, you're up. Things to kill.
Yes, but they have no bones.
No.
Hunter's mark. On this
which
thing in
one?
front of me.
The one in front of you?
This guy. Yeah, ignore whatever that was. I have to actually hit it first. Daggers. Bless up.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, totally hits.
That's gonna be 9 damage, plus Hunter's Mark.
So additional damage?
Yeah, it's gonna be 15 damage with one dagger.
Ooh, very nice. Your dagger stabs hard into it.
And it returns to my hand, and I throw it again because I have 2 attacks. Oh, sad. It's gonna be 17 to hit.
That'll still hit.
10 piercing damage plus. Ooh, oh dang! Just a casual 30 damage from 2 dagger pokes.
Pretty good.
Yeah, slice it
Pretty
twice.
good for D4 daggers.
Yeah, ain't bad. So it's 30 altogether magical damage, and Lincoln's done. He's just gonna stand there.
That's strong shit.
Hunter's Mark is a good spell. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
You sling several daggers its way, kind of cutting through. It's almost like it's like a mixture of what looks like a floating bubble and maybe almost like a slimy form, like an ooze or something. As your daggers kind of cut through, you can see this tealish, greenish, vaporous gas kind of pull out from the cuts that you stab through. Anything else, Lincoln?
No, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna hold the front line with Forte.
Forte is up.
Oh, hey, it's my turn. This is just difficult terrain, right? It has no other negative.
The stepping through the tar is difficult terrain. It doesn't look like it's deep, so you can kind of step through it one square at a time.
All right.
It is difficult
5, 10,
and then stepping onto
15.
that area there that gets you out of it right there.
And 20. He's concentrating on Bless, so he's just gonna hit it with his Warhammer.
All right.
Plus a D4. Oh, what the that wasn't a roll. There we go. 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
I smack it for 5 damage.
You pull out your Warhammer, Forte, and step out of the mucky tar and sling your Warhammer against the side of this gaseous bubble-like creature. And as it hits hard, dealing your bludgeoning damage, you see it just simply waft back, bouncing from the attack about 10 feet back. It appears as though it took no damage.
Oh no! Don't hit him with blunt objects, eh? I don't think that's a good idea.
It does like one of those big bubbles that you blow from like like a kid's toy or something, where it kind of just shifts and moves, vibrating a little bit from the ripple-like hit from Forte, but kind of begins to get its form back.
I think that's it, because he doesn't really have bonus actions Oh, I should have done Searing Smite. That would have been cool. Oh well. Done.
All right, very good. Forte's done. That means these bubble things are up. I'll go from closest to furthest. So this one's gonna move up closer towards Forte. 5, 10. And
Oh, he's
it's
back.
Going to do this here. I'll just do these public rolls. Why not?
Oh, Jason.
Oh no!
Jason, why did you?
25 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits. Oh man.
That's gonna be. Hang on just a second. Didn't mean to hit that button. That is gonna be 7 bludgeoning damage. And Forte, you watch as this bubble-like thing runs pseudopods around your neck and pulls itself over your head. Its body pushing through your head, and you find your face and head engulfed inside the interior body of the creature. You are blinded while it is attached. And you can tell now that there is a noxious, vaporous gas inside of this thing. Yes, basically. That was that one's turn. Let's see here. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And this one similarly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right here. And they're going to end their turn there. The big ol' baby continues to let out a large cry.
Hi.
Opie, how could you?
I feel so bad. Kevin.
As it continues to do this, something in the tar pit at the center, at the base of the elephant or mammoth-like skull, the tar begins to rise, shifting.
Oh no.
Pushing out of it appears a massive creature that gives off a loud roar.
Oh no!
The hell is that?
Oh jeez. Forte's like, he can't see it. He doesn't know what's happening. He's blind.
This should be Shift Z. There we go. It almost looks like a mixture between the behemoth with amphibian-like aspects, or the froghemoth rather, but it also has features that are similar to like a deep-sea fish or some aquatic life form. It has 4 long arms with web-clawed fingers at the end of its hands. Its large extending mouth covered in long, sharp rows of teeth. It has antennae made of flesh that sit out from on top of its head, a gill running across its back. And you can see in its abdomen area, it is translucent. You can see the organs within. It gives a roar as tar spills from its body, and it turns to you all, seeing you.
Knowledge checks are free, yeah.
Knowledge checks are free.
I'll take a nature on this fine fella.
17.
What is that? I want its teeth.
What kind of a bird is that?
I want its teeth. Give me its teeth.
Uncle Jimmy, you got a 17?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask this. Are any of you trying to figure out anything specific about it, or just what the hell is this thing?
I will specifically. I'll specifically be looking for, like, is it poisonous, or does it have, like, what's its main like attack strategy, I guess?
Okay.
I'll look for weakness.
So yeah, Tyne, Uncle Jimmy, Professor Bark. You've never seen one before, but you have heard tall tales in your time, whether read from book or heard passed down from other adventurers or ne'er-do-wells in their travels across the Twixt. You've heard creatures of a being known as the Gulper Behemoth, a large, terrifying creature that typically lives deep within waters, so it's interesting that this one finds itself out of place. It, as you can determine, Professor Bart, from your studies, judging by the large gaping maw, this thing could easily swallow any of you if it so desired. It begins to move 5, 10, 15, 20. It almost like skims across the tar pit on its belly. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 here. It stops and looks down towards Forte and attempts to bring down its jaws on him.
Well, Jason, Forte is blinded, which means the Gulper does have advantage to it.
No.
I'll take it. That is going to be 23 versus AC.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
All right.
Forte has 2 things eating him.
Oh boy.
Nick's character can't die when Nick's not even here.
Oh boy.
That was Jason's decision to go after him.
Look, I'm just doing what the creature would do. I'm just doing what the creature would do.
Mm-hmm.
How much HP does he have?
41, Jason.
All right.
His AC is only 14.
No, it was 23. It's got like a plus 9.
He didn't roll with the bonuses. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, remember him having more.
The large Gulper Behemoth brings down its jaws and just bites into Forte's armor. It's not even the case that like the teeth find purchase through some of the openings in the armor. It just crushes the armor itself through the vast power of the jaw of the creature, dealing 22 points of piercing damage to Forte as he is grappled by the creature.
All right, I feel like some healing might be in order here. He's got to make a concentration check for bless. Okay, I'm grapple. Oh, you already put the grappled icon on him. Cool. Okay, we're good. Bless is still up, thankfully.
All right, we'll finish this round and then we'll call the session here. Professor Bark, you're up next. You watched this large Gulper Behemoth creature, one you've never seen in live form before, just push itself through the probably deeper than you thought tar pit closer to the skeleton and move its way over to Forte, biting hard into him.
Oh yeah, boy. In a line in front of me, Professor Bach empties out sundry potions upon him. At a level 2, caustic brew.
Good spell.
Yes. How do you fucking use this? Cast on
The fuck is
BT2?
this bullshit?
Is this? I think that came up on level 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the damage though. DC 13 dex save.
DC 13, so it is all creatures in a line in 30 feet. How? Have to make a DC 13 dex save.
So is that the bubble and the creature itself?
Correct.
All right, hang on just a second. And you said dex save. What was the DC?
Dex 13.
All right. Bubble makes it. Behemoth does not.
Ooh.
Bubble. Behemoth is covered in all sorts of potion nonsense and will take 4d4 damage on each of its turns until it spins an action to wipe it off.
What type of damage is this?
It is acid. At the start of its turn.
It begins to heal.
Yeah, it'll be immune to it.
You said how much damage? I'm sorry, just writing this down.
On its turn, it takes damage.
Okay. And is that something you roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
4d4 is the total because I cast it at second level.
We'll do one of these so we remember here.
Yeah.
You toss one. The bubble sort of like just shifts and floats, rippling out of the way, but it does run past it towards the large form of the Gulper Behemoth and kind of smashes onto its translucent belly as the creature looks to you with an eye, kind of holding Forte in its mouth as his legs kind of wiggle back and forth.
Like you're catching a dog eating out of the trash.
Anything else, Professor Bart?
Shit.
Let me double check my speed. I waddle away. Come get me, you fat bitch. Action, bonus action. I will bonus action to Shillelagh. I'll put Shillelagh on myself.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
All right. Let's then move on to Uncle Jimmy.
Uncle Jimmy's gonna attack.
I think we should try to kill the thing that's blinding him before we move on to the big guy, probably.
Does a 16 hit?
Are you aiming for the behemoth?
The big dude.
For that.
16 versus AC.
Just hits.
Perfect, because I'm going to use my card anyways to attempt something stupid.
Yeah, stupid!
Dragon Salt. I add 2 to my attack roll, and on hit it does fire damage instead. So when Uncle Jimmy pulls out his crossbow, he pierces the tip of his cigar and points it at it and shoots it. And since we're covered in tar, he's going to hope to set the son of a bitch on fire.
It set everything on fire.
We shall see.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool too. That'd be a hell of a way to go out. Anyways, there we go.
24 total.
Yes.
And this was made with one of your bolts.
Yeah. Piercing damage, but it turns into fire damage because the card.
Gotcha. Okay. The bolt fires forward, and it does connect with one of the creature's shoulders as it lights on fire for 24 points. Pretty strong stuff.
Nice.
Bring it down here. You see the flames kind of light up a little bit and carry over the shoulder area of the behemoth, but because of the rain in the area sort of dousing the effect, you don't think it's going to spread much further than that.
I don't think it's going to spread much further than that, so instead of taking my bonus action to take an extra attack, I'm going to skedaddle the hell away from this.
Sure.
30 feet back.
All right. You move 30 feet back. And as you do that, this small little grung is going to look at this massive creature that it sees before it, and it's going to screech. And he begins to just bound away as quickly as possible.
I'm going to use my... Oh, sorry, I was going to say... if I have any coverage over here, I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage, or to hide.
You'd probably have to get behind this rock, and then you'd have at least partial cover.
Alright, then I'll just use it to take the dash action to get just a hair back further.
Yeah, so any of those spaces direct behind the rock would give you partial cover.
Alright, then back there.
This smaller grung, just like easily, almost as if it knows the area, kind of bounces across the rocks underneath the large spire of one of these either bones or rocks. It's hard to tell out of the way. Meanwhile, from what you can tell, Chipik, the large froghemoth, continues to bellow. You can hear in your mind, Tyne, the creature as it continues.
Chipik scared. Big scary monster.
Run around the other way.
Try to keep yourself safe. Move to the other side.
Chipik is terrified and moves 5-10 feet, trying to hide behind the skeleton of the mammoth.
He's just a boy.
Tyne, you're up.
Alright, so I will first use my bonus action to drop my spirit totem.
I knew it.
Of course. As a unicorn spirit.
Kill
It's got
See, I told you, Jason. I told you.
Spit.
30 foot.
Where are you putting it at?
Right. I'll keep put it right here. It's a 30-foot radius field.
Right. Thank you.
And then I am going to need another token, probably, Jason.
Oh my god.
Because on Forte, I want to summon my healing spirit as a 3rd level spell.
Ooh, big boy.
What's that look like?
Boy.
So I summon. I create a just sort of a peaceful. Let's call it. It'll look like a butterfly made out of smoke, but obviously a bit thicker because in the rain it's magical.
Nope.
And it appears by Forte on his space, and it will be able to heal him. And that stays up for, it will be able to heal a total of 5 times throughout the minute I have it up.
There's a massive smoky butterfly that lands on your face. Forte.
And so he will get healing of, let's see, I think it is 2d6, yeah. So...
He has to start his turn now.
Oh, okay, sorry. But that's it then for now.
Still good.
All right, Tyne, you throw out a hand, summoning a familiar spirit of the unicorn mare next to you, providing healing and restoring energy to your group. You also quickly, with a puff of air, send out a wispy, smoky butterfly form that lands. Is it like on the ground underneath Forte? Is that what it is?
For flavor, like I just have it land on his shoulder.
Sure. But it's like on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And is that another radius thing?
No. So whenever until the spell ends, whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit space for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, you can cause it to restore 1d6 hit points to that creature, no action required.
So they just have to essentially get hotboxed by the smoke butterfly.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my way of remembering it. All right, you do that. Tyne, you and the rest of the group look on. Forte is in a bad way. You hope that this restorative properties will keep him up, but he is in a bind with a mixture of this bubble covering his face as he's kind of clawing at it with his gauntlets to get it off. In the mouth, the grip of the behemoth itself, as you pointed out, Professor Bart, knowing that this creature is likely going to try to consume him. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
We gotta save Forte.
We'll come back next week, hopefully, with everybody.
I'll mention it to him.
Remember when we thought Forte was getting eaten?
Yeah, really. Remember when we were making fun of
Remember when we thought
Lincoln?
Lincoln was in trouble?
Good news. When you get eaten, we'll remember it.
We ran away from the false Hydra, then ended up in a swamp with a giant behemoth.
With the false frog.
Thank you guys for playing with me. It's good to get back into the rhythm of it. Let's all come back next week and play some more, hopefully with a full group. Of course, as the holidays still gear up here, the November, December time has got plenty of holidays spread out across. So probably going to be some Fridays that we're going to be busy and have to kind of skip coming up here towards the later or latter end of the month. But hopefully when the new year rolls in, we'll kind of be back on more of a rhythmic schedule that is going to be more consistent. So hopefully hang in there. I hope you all are going to have some good holidays as well. That's it for us tonight. If you haven't already, please give the channel a follow if you want to keep up to date with when we go live and stuff like that. Go follow my links. I posted it there in the chat. You can go watch these episodes over on YouTube. Go follow the Twitter for whatever that's worth and however long that stays afloat. Go check out the Patreon. That's got cool behind-the-scenes content over there. Lots of good stuff. And if you're looking to get into a D&D game run by me, I specifically have one seat left open on our Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and looking to gather a couple people who would like to play in a Sunday evening game. So if anybody out there is interested, please either DM me or let me know. Go join the Discord so you can keep up to date outside of the stream. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening. We're not going to raid anybody tonight. We'll just call it here. We'll do that next week. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. Come check in next week, because we're also going to do that giveaway for the Baglin, so you can get a cool little dice sack with a little critter inside. So have a great time, everybody. Drink plenty of water. Keep yourselves safe. Happy, healthy, and safe, so I can see you next stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
What do you guys think happened? One of the players Robbie played with got carried away and killed him.
Well, that's kind of far out.
Mazes and Monsters is a far-out game. Swords, poison, spells, battles, maiming, killing.
Hey, it's all imagination.
Is it?